Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet, and welcome to our DHS Technical Assistance Call. I have the check-in pod open and available, and I wanted to make sure that we were getting the information out to all of the offices. So we have now changed the check-in to have you check in by local office. So if you can please make sure that you check the little circle next to your office, then that way we know who's here and who's getting the information. And down at the bottom of the list, I have a checkbox for region or state, so that if you happen to be like maybe Leslie Savage, who happens to check in and is at a regional level, she can check in there. All righty. So we've got several things to cover today, and we have some presentations by a couple of the agencies, as long as they get onto the call here. We're going to start out with dashboard numbers, so I'm going to pull this up and over, and we will take a look at these numbers. Now, one of the things that I did today, and I'm going to just talk about it first thing, these numbers over here on the right-hand side of the screen where it says referral rejected requires action, those numbers are, those numbers that are highlighted in yellow are the same numbers that were on the sheet last time we had our call. So if you have a number that's highlighted in yellow, it needs some sort of case note so that I know what's going on with that customer or some sort of action taken. And so if you can please take care of those, that would be phenomenal. We've got because West Suburban has so many of these numbers, we run on to 2 pages here. So Mount Vernon and Murfreesboro, you've got a couple little odds and ends down here that you need to take care of. But those are pretty simple fixes. And then the bulk of the people, it looks like, happen to be Rockford. You've got a big number of pending reengagement never enrolled. And Southeast, you have a big number of pending engagement never enrolled, pending reengagement never enrolled. And we're going to demonstrate the reengagement process here in just a couple of minutes. So otherwise, Ogden, which used to be Western, has 12 people in the no-show CBO intake, and Southeast, you've got 11. West Suburban, you've got 13 in that row. So if you guys can please take care of these numbers. I know it's a running circle to try and catch the train and keep up with these numbers, but if you guys can do that, that would be great. And we will, I'm here to help you. Deidre and her team are here to help you, so please let us know how we can make this work for you. If you need any training or anything, please let one of us know. Okay, so those are the numbers the way they are. I'm going to minimize this screen here just so that you guys can check in so that we know who's on the call. Erica, I'm going to be there Tuesday, so we can talk about that then. Okay. All righty. So then we've got this new check-in. I wanted everybody to be able to check in by office. So if you can please check in by office, then that way we know who's getting the information and who's not. And that way Deidre and her team can follow up with those specific offices. All right, next item on the agenda is the re-engagement process. Now, this, I'm going to show you what you guys need to do. So I'm going to share my screen here. And on the dashboard, we have two new rows. It's customer pending re-engagement, previously enrolled, and customer pending re-engagement, never enrolled. Those customers had been in this row, everybody, all in this row, referral pending appointment has not been scheduled. And we had some people who were exempt. We had some people who just didn't need to be in that row, but are now in the pending re-engagement. So now what's happening with these customers is Deidre and her team are going to be using whatever method they use to mark customers as having come off of a sanction. They're now eligible again, or at least in IES, they are eligible again. So what happens with this, I'm going to show you visually. We've got a customer here, DHS indicated customer not currently EPIC eligible, or they're exempt or they're volunteer and don't want to participate. Maybe they changed their mind. They might want to come back. So what's going to happen is Deidre and her team, or you, if you happen to discover it, can go to one of these rows, find the customer. In most cases, it's going to be Deidre and her team. You're going to go to the progress page of that customer. They're SNAP ineligible. So what you're going to do, and Deidre's team will take care of most of this, is they're going to mark this customer as EPIC customer pending re-engagement. So now as soon as I mark that and hit update, it adds these words right here, pending re-engagement, to the SNAP ineligible. Now this only means that they're staying SNAP ineligible in EPIC until you come back after actually meeting with the customer or talking with them or doing whatever it is that you need to do to determine whether or not they're now going to be either SNAP eligible and re-engaged, or if they're going to leave and go to job placement program, traditional SNAP E&T, or if they're exempt and they no longer want to participate. So one, or they could be ineligible still because maybe they didn't recertify or redetermine or whatever it is, that term that you need to do there. So as you are doing, customers will end up showing up again in this row up here that is customer pending re-engagement or never enrolled or previously enrolled. So once they're here, then you would go to that row, find your customers that are assigned to your agency, and then you would look at the progress page, and you have had a conversation with this customer. They've decided that, yes, they do want to participate. You come back in and mark them as eligible. Once you mark them as eligible, they need to be scheduled for an appointment, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to have any appointments here to schedule that customer. But you would come in here and schedule the appointment. It will automatically upload a 2151 for historical reference on the customer's profile, and then you have that customer scheduled, you have them re-engaged. And then from there, they would then move to, if you don't schedule them for an appointment, they will move to this referral pending appointment has not been scheduled. And if once you do schedule them, they will move to the row referral pending scheduled appointment. So I'm bringing over a file pod or a poll here. I'm going to end the poll and clear the answers. Give me just a second here. All right. I've got 25 people on the call. I need 25 answers. Oh, now I've got 26 people on the call. I need 26 answers. And if it doesn't make sense, I will cover whatever it is. So if whatever doesn't make sense to you, type your question into the chat pod, please. Okay, somebody answered no. I'm happy to answer questions for you, so please let me know what your question about this re-engagement process is. And I've got 26 people on the call, and I've got 21 answers. I need 4 more answers, everybody. No, I'm sorry, Kelsey. No, you guys, okay, so that's my difference. Sorry. I don't need the CBOs to answer. All right, so we're good here now. Okay, so I'm going to move this poll back over. Let me clear answers out of here. All right, so now we have a new check-in process here. So if you can please check in by agency, or I'm sorry, by office, we can get that rolling. I want to make sure I know who's getting the information. This will be good for Deidre and her team as well, so that they know who's getting the information on these calls as well. Okay, next item on the agenda is program information. And what we have, I've lost my page. All right, we'll go back here. And I'll make my screen bigger once I get to the right spot. Okay, so now on the, and just so that you guys know, I should have told you this, down in the file pod is the directions for what we just talked about. So if you want to download that file, then you don't have to find it on the restricted resources or on the resources page. All right, the next piece that we're going to talk about is program information. What we have available for you, in addition to the list of programs that you can find when you're inviting the customer at the top of the page, we have links and brochures, and I've just recently requested again from all of our agencies an updated brochure. So this page that you're looking at right now is the restricted resources page. And what we have available on here is a link, and then if there is a brochure available, we've got a link to the brochure for that agency. So look, National Label has like 4 of them on here. And then those can be printed by your office or by you to give directly to a customer that happens to have that information on there. All right, I'm going to pull this down again so that you get a chance to check in, because I noticed a couple other people have checked in. So if you have not already had a chance to check in, please do so now. The next piece that I want to talk about are some of our other updates. So what I'm going to do is show you the page where you can keep track of these things on your own if you would like to. On our EPIC Partner Program Guide, we've got the updates page. And what I do is I keep track of what's been updated. So our last webinar was Friday the 13th. So we made some updates on the 25th and the 18th. And these things are available here for you to review. So on here we've got all customers will have an initial 2151 with appointment uploaded automatically to the progress page. We were doing this just for the new cohort customers, and it was based on a suggestion from one of our regional people. And I thought that that was a good enough idea that I have asked that it be done for every customer. So when anyone generates a 2151 appointment for a customer, those documents will be uploaded automatically to the customer's progress page for a historical reference of when that appointment was generated, so that you don't have to worry about, oh, well, when did I invite this customer? And because when you print the 2151, it pulls the date that you are printing it. So that will be something that you can have there. It's dated and time-stamped for that day. If a super admin needs to change the CBO, the RIN, and DHS case ID numbers are now an optional field. A new simplified benchmark report was created for super admin users. The left-hand margin now includes whether the customer is mandatory or voluntary. So where all of that other information is, that is now listed there. We've added a second contact phone number for customer profiles, and an adjustment to the day that moved the customer's incomplete application was fixed. Oh, I see a typo I've got to fix. The control dashboard has a date range selection feature, so now if you need to check on any of your control group customers, you can put in a date range. My suggestion is to only use a year at a time maximum, otherwise the data will take forever to load. We have the new re-engagement process, and we just explained that. We made a correction to the pre-random assignment report. Only EPIC providers are allowed to select benchmark and I-STEP reports because we now have some control group providers. And the CBO contacts update is very similar. It's a super admin tool. We now have the ability to change our primary contacts just like we can change the DHS primary contacts. So those are the major updates that have taken place. We will keep you updated here on this page as we go along. And so that is the news. It is news for today. Now we're going to break into the agency reviews. Please take a moment to check in. And I see Kendrea is on the phone, and she is from Catholic Charities. And I'm going to find her phone number and unmute her. Kendrea, can you hear me? And can you,
yes, yes, I can hear you.
And yay! All right. So Kendrea is with Catholic Charities, and I'm going to go back to go to their website from the restricted resources page. So Kendrea, tell us a little bit about the programs that are offered by Catholic Charities.
Good morning, everyone. Here at Catholic Charities, our brochure is actually being updated as we speak. We have the hospitality training where the participant comes in and they receive their their hospitality certification in the food and manager's license. So they don't receive the food handlers, but they do receive the manager's license for the city and the state. We also have forklifting where they receive their warehouse and forklifting certification. And then we are adding now, to add to our brochure and update, we have retail fundamentals where they can get their retail certification as well. well here at Catholic Charities. Each program starts out with a 1-week, what's called personal effectiveness training. We are taking them through a work readiness training to make sure that our participants are ready. Within that 1 week, we also send them to what's called Mary's Closet. This is a professional closet that's only offered to Catholic Charity clients, where they will be fitted from head to toe with an interviewing outfit. After they've completed that, they move into what's called vocational training. So in each training, the hospitality, the warehouse, and the retail, they will do 3 weeks in those trainings where they are learning to get their certifications in each field. After that, we move them into 8 weeks of paid training, which we now call on-the-job training, and they go into each industry. For our warehouse, we have 2 warehouses here at Catholic Charities where our participants go into the 8 weeks. For our hospitality, we have our Catholic Charities Kitchen, where they do the lunch and more programs for the summer programs and for the schools. They can work in there, or we have partnered with such as Morrison Soul Food. We have partnered with a few of Subways where they can get the 8 weeks of experience. They're paid at $12 an hour. They are hired through Catholic Charities, and after the 8 weeks, then they would come and they would work with the career navigator, who we are moving into permanent employment. We do in each field, we go out each day and we meet with community partners and we meet with organizations and stores and things so that we can partner with them to have our participants to go straight into employment right after leaving, after the 8 weeks. And after completing the EPIC certification, we try to transition them over into one of those companies. Right now we have 32 companies, organizations who are partnered with us for the hospitality side. We have 16. We have 10 for the warehouse and retail. They can go into any one of our 16 WIC food centers to start out working with their permanent employment. And I have a meeting with a few stores from Rainbow. And then I also have, for the hospitality, I will be meeting with the Black African American Association managers or owners who own McDonald's. So we're going to start partnering with them as well. That is pretty much here at Catholic Charities. We welcome anyone. You do not have to have a high school diploma. We are background friendly. So we accept those as well. If you don't have a high school diploma or GED, we are encouraging them to go back because we understand with minimum wage steady going up that's a credential that you're going to need, but we also work with them with that. We partner with St. Sabina, who's also a part of Catholic Charity, who has the GED program, and so they work around our participants' schedules in the EPIC program to help them to receive their GEDs.
Kendra, you just talked so fast. You must have said like 5 million words in there.
Well, I was trying to keep it my 10 minutes, so I apologize.
No worries. That they got a lot of information for that short period of time, so that's great. Does anybody have any questions for Kendra? Who are some of the people? I know you mentioned a couple of places. Were those permanent employment opportunities?
Yes,
or were
those are. So they can work hand-in-hand for Morrison Soul Food in a slice of Bronzeville, which is a new pizza place in Bronzeville. They allow us to have the participants come in for the 8 weeks, and so they can do both. Right now we have a participant going through a slice of Bronzeville. He's been there for about 3 weeks, but after his 8 weeks, he's going to be hired on. So if we have employers that will allow us to do that, and then my suggestion with them is if you're not going to hire them, then we don't want to place them there for the 8 weeks because we don't want to just give you free labor as well. So, I take that into consideration. So I partner with a lot of companies who, for the 8 weeks, you're seeing if they're a good fit. And if they're not, then within the first 4 weeks, you can tell us so we can move them somewhere else. Or if they're not able to do that because of restrictions of maybe like their laws or things of that, it's fine, but then we just ask them to at least interview them, and if they're a good fit after that, they're coming from a accredited place where, they've had work readiness and they've had some type of experience in your field to hire them. Great.
So now, Kendra, have you gone into one of the offices and met with the intake group that the DHS offices are having called in?
I've been on 59th a little while back. I haven't did it with the new cohort. It was only with the first cohort that we had, so I haven't had a chance to get in with the new ones. But we're kind of pretty good with getting referrals from a lot of the offices with sending referrals to us. And then we are, because we're in Catholic Charities, so the EPIC is out on the Catholic Charities website, so it goes out to everyone in Catholic Charities. And so we're getting a lot of people that way. So our reverse referrals are coming from within the community. I have 2 community events that I'm going to, one on the 25th of August, and then there's another one coming up August 5th that I will be at community health fairs or community fairs where I will be presenting as well for EPIC for our recruiting purposes.
Great. So are those health fairs something that the DHS offices might want to hear about, that you could share some information with me and then I can push it out to them?
Sure, I could send an email. One is with Friendly Temple Church of God in Christ. They're at 7745 South State Street. This will be Saturday, August 25th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I will be there doing reverse referrals, and I will be speaking about EPIC to pull in participants. And then I have one August 18th. It's going to be at Kids Off the Block. They're having a Summer in the Streets fair. It's on 116th and Michigan. I believe the address is 11621 South Michigan, but even if you come to 116th and Michigan, Kids Off the Block is there. I will be there from 3 to 6. And at their community event, and then also I'll be returning back there August 31st. They're having a 24-hour Peace Jam. So from August 31st, 12 noon until September 1st, 12 noon, I will be out there the entire time for the 24 hours. And if anyone wants to come and learn about EPIC and sign up, I will be there at that fair as well.
Oh, great. So send me those dates and times. I'll include them in this call's minutes.
Okay, will do.
All right. Anybody have any other questions for Kendrea? Otherwise, we're going to move on. And Fritz, I know you're on the call. I need to know what the last 4 digits of your phone number are. I'm going to go to Kelsey because I've got Kelsey's phone number, and I can unmute her. So thank you, Kendrea, for joining us this morning. I'm going to mute you back up. And I'm going to unmute Kelsey, and I'm going to pull up Kelsey's brochure and website. So Kelsey Briggs-Deneen, tell us about your new program.
Hi, everyone. So I'm just calling in again because I know you've heard me talk many, many times about our EPIC program and how we get people into IT help desk roles. But I wanted to let you all know that we've recently launched a more specified IT bridge program that is actually based on what we were doing through EPIC, but we've kind of expanded this. So what we have now is an IT bridge program that is open to anyone on WIOA or in the EPIC program or in whatever other kinds of programs, where if you have been out of school for a little while, or if you don't TABE particularly high, or if you don't have your GED yet, we have an ABE training program focused specifically for those clients so they can raise their TABE scores, they can practice their study skills, and they can get into IT training and hopefully be able to move through the program more successfully. We've had some really good results with the clients we've already done this with. And the way I usually look at it is most of our clients have not spent the last 10 years of their lives studying long division or practicing how to memorize new formulas. I know I definitely don't do that in my free time, even though I still think I'm really smart and capable. That's not what I do. So this IT Bridge program is designed to help people get back those skills, get back those study skills, get back to a point where they can sit down and learn and focus and memorize these things so that when the time comes to take their certification exams, they can get these exams and be marketable in the IT field. So I just wanted to let everyone know that we have this open now. It's called IT Career Lab, and I'm going to type the number in this chat box here. If you want to have any questions or any concerns, that's the number they can learn to find out more about IT Career Lab and the IT Bridge program. That right there is my email address if y'all want to just contact me directly. And I can let you guys know, this is my direct phone number, 8311. Yeah. I can always tell clients more about it. If someone's a little nervous about testing, if someone's a little uncomfortable, we can put them in IT Bridge to start and then move them on to the rest of our program, because I think y'all know we're pretty rigorous and we want to make sure people are set to go when they're coming through. Does anyone have any questions?
Have you made it out to any of the offices to talk to the intake groups at the DHS offices?
I have talked to so many people in person, but I would be totally willing to go out to more. I have been to the most, probably the closest to our location, so I've gone to maybe 10 that are directly around us, and if anyone is interested in having me come out, definitely reach out to me. I'll talk to your staff. I tend not to do group presentations to customers just because we're such a focused program. It tends to be better to send the individuals who are interested directly to me, but I can talk to your staff, I can talk to your security guards, I can talk to your coworkers, you know, anything like that I'm willing to do. And yeah, I like getting a little break from being in my office, so I'm totally willing to do that.
Cool. All right, Kelsey, send me a couple sentences about that program that you just covered, and the same information that you typed in the chat pod. Then I'll include that in the minutes as well.
Awesome. I will do that, Dee.
All right. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you. I'm hanging up. Have a great day.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Fritz, I'm going to unmute your phone. 7948. I don't see a 7948, Fritz. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unmute everybody's phone here for a minute, and then I want Fritz to talk. Nobody else talk.
Your microphone has been turned on.
Okay, somebody in 217 is talking.
It's the 1825.
There you go. All right. All right, so I'm going to mute everybody else up again. All right, so now, all right, we have Fritz Lena-Meal from North Lawndale Employment Network on our line. So Fritz, tell us about your programs.
All righty. Good morning, everyone. We are North Lawndale Employment Network, where our two track programs are through our Moving Forward Customized Skills Training, where once individuals do, of course, complete the core 4 weeks of job readiness training, which enables us to identify their hard and soft skills, also their adult basic education level, and also their etiquettes of interviewing, and also their resume writing skills. So once they complete the 4 weeks, we place individuals within one of our two tracks of our Moving Forward TDL training, which can range from 8 to 12 weeks. Most individuals do go to 12 weeks if their bridge TABE score, if their TABE score is below the 9th grade level, and we have a Bridges to Career for the TDL sector for them to bridge or TABE right into their career pathway training. One track is our Moving Forward Fast Lane Automotive Diesel training, which individuals work towards becoming licensed diesel mechanics or your traditional truck drivers, because through the training, not only do they touch on 3 modules, which are engine, electrical, and transmission, they also have the opportunity to obtain their CDL B or A, depending on their eligibility and their interest as well. Their OSHA certification is the OSHA 30. We since revised that from the 10 to the 30. And then also their Automotive Service Excellence certification, Now that's just through our 8-week track for them to do the diesel mechanic training itself, which is more so a hands-on practical training. And with that, we added the administrative excellence track, which puts them more within a business admin, within the TDL career pathway. Within that training, they also have the opportunity to receive their OSHA 30, their ASC as well. They also have the opportunity to engage within the CDL trainings. If they're interested and qualify for the licensing, they can go for it. But if it's more so to get them acclimated to the knowledge of, truck driving, tractor trailers, weighing, things like that. And also, they also have the opportunity to receive their MOS and their notary certification. So to become an Illinois notary.
What's MOS stand for?
MOS is Microsoft Office. It's an Microsoft Office training, in which I believe it's about 12 weeks, where they gauge into just more so business management, how to navigate through the systems, how to maneuver or understand all of Microsoft documents. So that's Microsoft Office itself, that's Excel, that's Word, that's PowerPoint. So anything to help broaden their knowledge and opportunity within that career pathway. So that training itself, it can range from 8 to 12 weeks, and that's with the 4 weeks of job readiness training as well. Individuals also are placed within work sites for their 10-week paid work experience within the Fastlane Automotive Training Facility, within our Holman Square location, within other partners that we have as well that gauge into that career pathway. So if it's business management or if it's diesel mechanic itself.
And you've got I just love this story. Well, yes, I love your social enterprise. B-Love is one of my favorite places to go, and I've spent a ton of money with them for my own marketing. So
we also place individuals within that work site as well. So we have a few drivers, we have a few individuals on the production teams, and more than likely with that social enterprise, they are placed permanently within that. And I can honestly say most of our partners and ourselves as an agency have kept individuals on long term. We have our program assistant who was once an EPIC participant, and he has, after a year of his role, he has since been promoted. So he's now the program program office manager. So, yeah, he's our big success story. We have individuals who have funneled through CTA. Yes, Fred got promoted.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yes, and we currently have 2 individuals placed right now, which one we're looking to place him within our finance department, but we're just, fine-tuning some things and getting him certified as well.
How wonderful. I need Fred and that other gentleman's success stories submitted to Olivia because we want to film those for the program.
Okay, I'll get that together right now.
Fritz, have you gotten out to any of the offices to talk about your program? And one of the things, do you deal with ex-offenders?
Yes, we do. We are a reentry service agency. We deal with individuals, with a wide range of backgrounds. We do have some employer partners who are somewhat lenient, and the EPIC program has actually helped us, put on display a lot of individuals' work ethics, how their past does not determine their future. So EPIC has definitely been a pathway with the paid work experience to have individuals, really put their foot in the door.
Excellent. And okay, so now back to my other question. Have you gotten out to any of the offices to explain your programs to one of their intake orientations?
I have not been able to get to the intake orientations, but during staffings, I have been able to provide like flyers or any just soft plugs with Melrose Park, with Ogden, with Lower Fulton, Lower North, but not any other offices in particular. But I would love to. We do have an outreach team, so it won't just be myself. We have a team that can actually come out, can set up, and they, filter around different events. So if I could get names, contacts, and we could just establish, those days, times of the months, I can definitely have someone there.
Well, we did send that out in minutes from our last CVO webinar, so check
Okay.
check your notes there.
Okay.
All right. So does anybody have any questions about any of the North Lawndale programs? All right. Send me a little brief snippet that I can include in the notes, Fritz, and we will make sure that that gets out this week. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You guys have a blessed one.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right. So now, please check in by office location if you have not already. And I believe that is the end of our meeting today. We've covered quite a bit of information. I will get the notes out as soon as I can. And we need to make sure, Deidre and your team, that those of your staff who weren't on the call today get this information. All right. Have a